first off, that's way too loud, but I suppose I can fix that. There we go. Oh man, okay. So that's a little bit better. Music's still a little bit loud, but I think that might die down after a minute. We'll see and adjust as needed. Anyway, new week, new game, sort of. Even though at the beginning of the week we had an old game. But we finished it, and now we're moving on to new pastures. And what I've been wanting to play for a little while is Final Fantasy XII. It's been on the table for quite some time, and finally, I'm here to I'd take it off the table. I don't know how the follow-up to that expression. I don't think it has one. Anyway, we're going to be starting it, the Zodiac Age, which I've never played before. I played the original Final Fantasy XII on its release. I suppose at some point I'll get into that and explain my history with the game and the history of the game that was going on at the time. But anyway, Zodiac Age came out, what was it, like a year or two ago? It's a fairly recent release. And it's the newest HD sort of remaster edition of this game. And I don't really know all of the changes, just a brief overview that I've looked at before, but it should be interesting to get into. Don't expect this to be a 100% in this game, because that would take a while, and I just don't have that kind of time. It's been the one thing preventing me from actually getting into this game. Just having the time to actually do it, but we have it now, so let's get started. Oh, we can start a new game plus right off the bat. That's interesting. So I gotta pull up my chats here. Graphic settings I was able to go through before actually launching this, because it does come with a launcher. As they have been doing with a lot of these remasters of these games, there's a speed boost. Also, what's up, Lane? Let me get chat up proper and see what you said there. This isn't Bubsy? Whatever. What gave you the impression that Bubsy would be going on? Let's turn on the subtitles. Screen shake. Nah. Vibration function is fine. Language. Oh, yeah, I gotta do the English. Ooh, I don't know. Reorchestrated or original? Or OST, what's the difference? I'm gonna knock down music a little bit, even though this game does have a pretty good soundtrack. Sound effects 1. Usually how it goes, music 2 notches, sound effects 1, voice on full. I most certainly did not say that. But thank you for attempting to bring something to my attention. Okay. Now we're ready to go, I think. This is one of those tricky... I'm using an Xbox controller, so it's even weirder. But it's one of those things where circle is confirmed. Oh, those wacky Japanese. Okay, we're ready to go. It's right after I said certain groups of people don't deserve rights. Oh, okay. I don't remember that. Last semi-controversial thing I remember talking about was the druggie deserved to get hanged in Days Gone. Gotta go jog? Alright. Well, I guess we'll see you if you come back, but have a good jog.
Man and wife from this time forth. May the blessings of the gods light your path for all eternity. Far on.
Is this a moments before disaster game? Most of the game takes place after the disaster, but I think this scene is, yeah. Boy, back when I saw this stuff on the original PS2 release,
Should launch an attack by both land and air, our kingdom will stand little.
it was extreme graphics. So very impressive.
Impossible.
My father? I know not. I am sorry.
If Nabodis has indeed fallen, it is only a matter of time before they reach the borders of Dalmasca. There is nothing to halt their advance.
Secure Nalbina with all haste.
I will go.
And I will go at his side.
Galtea, stand watch over your life.
That I be considered worthy.
Big ship reminds you of the battle droids from Star Wars. Oh, the big carriers. We'll get into that because this game actually has some similarities to Star Wars. Not necessarily the prequel trilogy, but...
We must withdraw!
No! The paling still stands!
Shield your sight, ne'er failing light.
The paling's fallen!
Then it's over!
For my father. For my father!
Lord Rasler!
Unfortunately, I don't know too much about World of Warcraft.
Father, descend and guide your bodies return to the earth. Great Father, guide your spirits return to the Mother of all. There you shall find peace. Pharaoh.
Oh, that's Warcraft 3. The one I never played, unfortunately. Never had a computer that could run it, and when I did, it was, too late. Okay, well, that is a mighty cutscene.
The death of Lord Rasla Heos Nabradia was but one of many tragedies to befall the kingdom of Dalmasca.
Let's play on.
The hope that had surrounded Her Royal Highness Princess Asha's wedding was now quite lost. Dalmasca had been set adrift at the mercy of history's restless tides. At this time, two great empires struggled for dominion over Ivalice. Arcadia in the east, Rosaria the west. The invasion of the Kingdom of Nabradia was Arcadia's first step in its westward march. With Lord Rasla's beloved homeland consumed by the hellfires of war, it seemed clear that Arcadia would soon mete out a like fate to Dalmasca. The fall of the fortress at Nalbina told the destruction of the greater part of Dalmasca's forces. A counterattack was mounted by the Order of the Knights of Dalmasca, ever brave and faithful. But against the martial might of the Arcadian armies, they stood little chance of victory. Indeed, their defeat was to be absolute. Soon thereafter, Arcadia came forward, offering terms of peace, or, as one might rather put it, terms of Dalmasca's surrender. Lord Ramanas, King of Dalmasca, and my dear friend, had no choice but to accept these terms. It was, thus, only with reluctance that he set out for Nalbina Fortress, now under Arcadian occupation, to affix his seal to the Emperor's Treaty of Peace. The king had scarce departed his royal city of Rabanasta when the remnants of the Order made their return, and not a moment too soon, for a terrible revelation awaited them. The treaty would be signed with steel and writ in royal blood.
Ah. Memoirs of Marquis something the Fourth. We'll see him eventually.
You there? Can you hear me?
It's as I feared. They're slowing us down.
Do not say that. Not all of us are here for love of battle. He fights to defend his homeland. Your name?
Rex, sir. My name's Rex.
Good. Rex. You bore a few cuts, but you are still whole. Well, can you stand?
Think you can fight?
I'm fine, sir.
How old are you, Rex?
17, sir.
Young. Family?
My brother is all I have left, sir. He's 2 years younger than I, living in Rabanaster.
So young. You're barely old enough to be a man. You shouldn't be forced to wield a sword.
No, sir. I want to fight. For my homeland. And for my parents.
It's time, Bosch. Save the discussion for later. We must reach the king before they act, or all our efforts will be in vain.
I'm aware of the situation.
We found them! Over there!
Bossler, go ahead. I will handle this rabble.
Godspeed.
Steady, Rex. Keep your wits about you and you'll make it. We move!
Okay, so it takes a while to get into the actual gameplay part of the game. We have to go through recollections, through memoirs, cutscenes, and in-game cutscenes. Not only just the FMVs. Also, yes, Warcraft 3 did have quite the community behind it. Sort of set the foundation for League of Legends, from my understanding. I know that's probably common knowledge for most people, but yeah, basically. I never played either one of them, so I couldn't say for a certainty. That's just what I've been led to believe. You must always be mindful of your surroundings. Use the right stick to look around. Okay, it's useful to spot Imperials. Go on, give it a try. Use the left stick to move, Rex. Walk or run with the left stick depending on your situation, or use this depending on your situation. You can walk, yes? Come, stand before me. 2 different walking speeds. You see the marker above my head? That's the talk icon. You can talk to any character showing one of these. To talk to someone, approach them and press B. Try talking to your friend by the gate. It's a little smiley face. Yes. So, boy, at the time of this game's release, I believe this came out in 2006, this was kind of near the end of the PS2's life cycle, so it was really pushing it as far as a graphical standpoint is concerned. I mean, I remember looking at this game and seeing a lot of this stuff going on. I'm like, wow, this is a really good looking game. It does have a sort of unique visual style. I can't quite put my finger on what that visual style is, but it's there. So it's unique in many instances. Some might consider it to be a detriment. Not me necessarily, but like I said, we'll get into that. Life is worth too much to throw away, Rex. Do what you can, but don't try to be a hero. Save the hero stories for your brother once we're back in Rabanaster. Just listen to the captain and we'll get through this. We'll enter the fortress through this gate. We must go. Unfortunately, not everything is voiced in this game. A lot of the big moments are, you know, anytime there's a cutscene, you're gonna have voiceovers, but if you're just kind of wandering around, yeah, usually that is just gonna be text only. Just look around here, make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, you opening this up? See the marker above your head? That's called an action icon. One of these will appear when you approach a door, a switch, an item, or the like. To learn more about what you found, walk closer to the icon. Will change. Press the B button, now try opening the gate. All very basic stuff. It's time. We will drive back any Imperials standing between us and the King. Dalmasca's future hangs in the balance. Stay focused on the foes before you, Rex. I will watch rearward. You can open the party menu by pressing the Y button. Party member, examining your equipment, all that stuff. Oh no. Red line is a hostile target line. Take heed, you're being targeted. When a foe targets you, the line is red. When you target a foe, the line is blue. If you see a red line, look for foes at once. If you're not readily apparent, use the right stick to look around. Alright, but I can actually do it. Press battle menu, B for battle menu. Once you select the attack, target foe. Okay. I'm not going to read the tutorial. You can do it, Rex. Show me. I'll read that, though. Anyway, you got an attack here. Gotta wait for the ATB gauge to heat up. So if you're accustomed to any Final Fantasies before this, you'll notice that there's a big difference. This was the first major single player, because Final Fantasy XI, of course, is a mainstay title, but this is the first one to have a non-turn-based combat. Ooh, boss time already. Okay, this guy got anything good? Cure, Thunder. that looked a little bit pitiful. But I guess I can't expect anything major. I need to look. I thought there was a way to, like... No, not that. I don't know. I guess the tutorial will get into it eventually, but I thought there was a way to, like, stack your actions. Oh, and of course, that's the fast forward. Man, something feels off about this track. I really like this boss battle theme music too, but it doesn't sound quite right. There we go.
Adeline, this is Sunbury. My engines are hit. She'll not hold much longer.
We receive you, Tomberry. You've leave to retire. Well fought.
My thanks, Antlion. Sunbury disengaging.
And there's so much I want to talk about when it comes to this game, because there is a lot to talk about when it comes to this game, but beginning stages of the game is not usually the best time to talk about it, just because you never know when you're going to run into some kind of tutorial or cutscene or whatever. And all my thoughts are just going to be like super unfocused. But yeah, hearing about the Tonberry guide that just flew off, it does remind me that this being a Final Fantasy that's set in Ivalice, not a lot of the staples are in the game, such as monsters like the Tonberry. There's no simple way through the fortress. The mini-map at the top right of your screen may not be enough to gain your bearings. Should you lose your way, consult your location map with the back button. I guess it's like the picture-in-picture looking button. So bring up the match at the fortress. Gave you before we set out. If you find yourself at a loss, pressing the left stick will allow you to view the location map as you move. Okay. Gotcha. Alright. Well, it does look quite complex, doesn't it? Also, thank you for having me lead this party.
Vossler! Where are you?
What if Captain Ivalice has fallen?
Don't talk such nonsense. Vossler's laughed in the face of death far too many times for him to stop now. Men like him don't die in places like this. We must make haste to reach the king. We will take him to safety.
Is His Majesty unharmed?
He'll agree to an unconditional surrender. They wouldn't dare touch him until the wax on his seal is dry.
But if we arrive after he signed the treaty...
Wait. Quickly, Rex.
Oh, so, also, at the mention of Ivalice, Final Fantasies typically all take place in their own individual little worlds. You know, not too many of the games are connected, unless, you know, it's a direct sequel like, you know, Final Fantasy X-2, or the 13 series that had 2 additional entries after it. Okay, there are several enemy soldiers beyond this point. However, Rex, there's no need to destroy them all. Sometimes it's necessary to escape. The right trigger command can allow you to abandon the fight with an enemy and run away. Escaping from a pointless battle is nothing to be ashamed about. Yeah, but it's like we could take him. Oh no, a magic man. I wonder if these just like infinitely spawn, I'm not too sure. But when it comes to certain games, there is a world known as Ivalice. and it's been the host world of several games from Square Enix's library. I believe it first appeared in Final Fantasy Tactics for the PlayStation 1, and then it appeared in Vagrant Story. I want to say Vagrant Story was released after, which is not a Final Fantasy game, but it still took place in Ivalice, so, you know, mild connections to Final Fantasy, maybe, but a lot of people just view it as a, you know, its own standalone thing. Save Crystal. You can save a progress by approaching Crystal and press B. Also fully restore HP and MP, right? There's more I would tell you, but we've no time. Come, we must reach His Majesty before it's too late. Okay, let's go ahead and save. But it would make its big return. I think Final Fantasy Tactics Advance for the Game Boy Advance came out before this game. Pretty sure, because that was like a 2003, 2004 release. And this was in 2006. But this was kind of its big triumphant return.
Sir, we have little time. You must go to the king. I'll handle these.
Fight well.
Okay. Ivalice has some differences from most Final Fantasy games. Like I said, even though Final Fantasy games don't take place within the same worlds, they have a lot of, you know, similarities, you know, like monsters in particular, you know, like I was mentioning about the Tonberry, which as a monster, it doesn't appear in this game, but they are the names of ships. And like some summons, I think I specifically remember there being a ship called the Bahamut. Or the Bahamut, I think is what they said. I forget their weird pronunciation. Can't look at that armor dude and like it because of the midriff. Oh, Rex? Yeah, it's light armor. Bosch has the heavier set of our characters. But yeah, there, aside from things like that, with, you know, just the monsters and everything, there are some major differences between this and other Final Fantasy games, and I believe that became a much debated point of contention between longtime Final Fantasy fans and, you know, the ones that actually ended up liking this game. Which, myself, I was a fairly long-time Final Fantasy fan. I began the series, I think, in 1997. And this was some, 9 years later. So I felt like I had experience, and I'd played a lot of the games, if not at least, not finished, but at least played all, if not most, of the Final Fantasy games that came before this one, and I love this game.
Your Majesty. Captain, why? Our king, what have you done?
The king intended all along to sell Damaska to the Empire. His Majesty was a traitor.
Captain,
Seize the insurgent. Hello.
Well, so much for peaceful negotiations.
We'll never surrender to you. We are not cattle to be sold by a traitor king.
But the war is over, my dear Captain. You have lost. Dalmasca is the property of the Empire now. And to think we intended to let you keep some of your sovereignty, out of respect. But now you've gone and ruined that. Haven't you, Captain?
We will never bow to you.
And the people of Dalmasca will hate you for it. Take the captain away.
Off you go.
Vaughn.
Well, at least you won't have to look at that armor anymore, because Rex is dead.
Pretenses of peace left by the wayside, the Arcadian forces resumed their advance toward Rabanasta. Dalmasca's doom had been decided. To make resistance would serve no end. With this foremost in my thoughts, I to the people of Dalmasca. Sons and daughters of Dalmasca, I bid you lay down your arms. Raise songs of prayer in their stead. Prayer for His Majesty King Raminas, ever merciful, a man devoted wholly to peace. Prayer, too, for the noble Princess Ash, who, wrought with grief at her kingdom's defeat, has taken her own life. Know also that Captain Bosch von Ronsenberg, for incitement of sedition and the assassination of His Royal Majesty King Raminas, has been found guilty of high treason and put to his death. They who at this late hour choose still the sword are cut of the same cloth as the captain. Traitors who would lead Dalmasca to her ruin. Dalmasca's surrender without terms was soon to follow.
So one of the other things about the Final Fantasy XII game was that it wasn't as rooted in high fantasy as previous installments. That's not saying that high fantasy isn't involved in this, but it definitely has a different tone. I think that didn't set well with a lot of people. There's a lot of political going-ons about this game, and that's not all of it, but it is definitely the backbone of this game.
Hurry it up or they'll find us.
I know. Just a little more. You keep an eye out for me up there, Kites. 1, 2, 3 more. All right. Time to clean house.
All right. What good is any RPG if there isn't some sewer rat hunting? But anyway, I feel it's balanced out enough. A lot of the, more diatribes and heavy dialogue is seen at some key points in the game, mostly the beginning. But once the ball gets rolling, there's a little bit less of that.
You got them all yourself? Guess I know who to call when something big comes along.
Hey, it's good practice for the desert. I'm ready for anything now.
Also Vaughn, of course, the last thing uttered by Rex.
You should get back to Miguel's place, Kites. Aren't you running errands for him?
Oops, totally forgot. You should come, Vaughn. He's busy today. Might have some work for you to do, too.
I've got other, work to do. Hey, lock this place up for me, will you? If Miguel finds out we've been down here, he'll tan our hides.
So, of course, we could surmise that this is the aforementioned brother of Rex. A little similarity in the face. Also the fact that they like to bare their abs.
Huh? What'd you say?
Sir, you haven't paid, and I... What? Haven't paid? On second thought, please, sir, take it. It's a gift.
Leave the poor sod be. We don't want trouble today.
Your luck, peddler.
Oops, sorry.
Which way you're going, churl? What? My pouch! It's gone! The boy!
Get out the way! Oh!
Of course, oh no, I can't remember the name of their nation. Anyway, the Knights, yes. Alright, Cockney.
Hey, that's mine.
What do you mean, yours? You've been stealing again. What happens if they catch you? We need you to be there for us, Vaughn. You're no good to anyone if you're locked away in a dungeon.
Oh, what? Am I the leader now? We're orphans. The first thing you learn is you gotta watch out for yourself. Come on, Penelo. You know it as well as I do. Hey, you give that back. What do you think you're doing?
I thought that this money was the people of Dalmasca's property. The Imperials stole it from us, so it's only fair that we take it back. It's our duty as Dalmascans. Well, wasn't that what you said?
Yeah, but I never said anything about taking it back from me.
It's
This
2
is for
coins.
that bread you took the other day. Just because I help Miguelo out every now and then, it doesn't mean that you get to eat for free too, you know.
I know that. You think I like living like this? One of these days, I'll fly an airship of my own. I'll be a sky pirate, free to go where I will.
Well, be careful. You'll never fly anything if you're rotting in a dungeon. Oh, Miguelo had some errands that need doing. He wanted you to drop by his place. It might be a good idea to lend a hand.
Can't tell if he has stubble or if the textures are just overly sharpened. I didn't notice that before. Your location on the map often bears marks showing your destination. Consult the map when you are unsure of where to go next. I see. Ah. But here we have Rabanaster, one of my favorite Final Fantasy like cities, hub worlds. Should probably make myself scarce right about now. Okay. Might not be a bad idea. So we're introduced to a number of characters in this game. I think at the beginning stages, and probably for most of the stream, we're just going to be dealing with Vaughn and Penelo for right now. But really, this is a composite cast. There really isn't kind of a main character, so to speak, because it ends up being a full party, but not, you know, not like extra characters or people that you forget about. Everybody has a part to play, and they all share equal screen time for the most part.
I was waiting.
Penelo said you needed something?
Had me some packages supposed to be arriving by courier. In the morning, perhaps he ran into some trouble out in the desert. Now I've no foodstuffs to prepare for the banquet tonight.
So you want me to find this courier? Hey, no problem.
No problem. The desert teems with trouble. I'd be sending you to early grave, my boy. No, I've arranged for some replacement goods from Tomage over at the Sandsea.
So you want me to go to the tavern to pick him up?
Actually, I asked Kites to do that. Wouldn't you know he's gone missing on me, too. I can't leave my shop, and I've Penelo on another chore at the moment, you see. What I want you to do is run over to the Sandsea and fetch Kites back. What do you say?
Sounds wild.
It's easy work, and you'll thank me for it someday.
Someday, but not today. Also, John DiMaggio doing some good work with his voice acting. Oh, the Sandsea isn't like a literal Sandsea, it's just a bar. Okay. Who are you? Okay. I don't care, I guess. There we are.
There you are, Kites. Stop loafing around.
Look, Vaughn, look! This is it! This is why Miguelo's courier didn't get here on time.
A creature spotted in the Ester Sand. What is that thing?
Ah, Vaughn. Miguelo sent you too, did he? He's a busy man these days, that Miguelo, if I dare say so myself. I don't envy him the work, though. Not a bit. Quite the affair throwing a banquet to welcome the Imperials, eh?
Welcoming? We should be... whatever. Say, Tomaj, what's this?
Nah, don't remind me. Got some nastiness out there in the Ester Sand. What's stopping our couriers? And that means shortages all around. Thought I'd put up a bill, offer a reward to anyone who can knock that nasty back in its place.
Now that's work. Sounds 10 times better than running errands for Miguelo.
That's right. Vaughn, you should give it a shot.
And you should be getting back to Miguelo. Now, Kites. He was waiting for you.
Oh, right.
Ah, the hunt board. So this is sort of more or less my first exposure to a Monster Hunter type of tasks. So here's how it works. People post bills here on the notice board when they have a monster they need taken care of. Headhunters track people, right? Well, hunters track monsters. The monster you're hunting is called your mark. Here's the bill I posted for the Rogue Tomato, the mark I petitioned to have hunted. Do you want to hear all the details? No, I think I got it. Alright, but I'll be expecting you to take care of the Rogue Tomato for me. Oh, and I'll give you something to help keep track of your hunts. A clan primer. Use it to refresh your memory about hunts you've accepted. Go ahead and take this while you're at it. Just a little something to commemorate your first hunt. The Aura Kea armlet. Cool. Looks like you can't even equip that yet. Know why? You don't have the license for it. Think of licenses as mileposts, marking your progress as your combat skills improve. Swords, bows, black magics, white magics. None of it does you a lick of good until you have the license to use it. Same goes for that armlet. Tomaj, how can I equip this great treasure you bestowed on me, you ask? Easy. Learn by doing. Let's give it a try. Alright, I'd say you're ready to hunt that mark for me. Oh, you'll be needing this to leave the city. Just show it to the watch at the gate. So many checks and balances. The east gate's the one you want to head out. Once you've taken care of that mark for me, let me know. Your work won't go unrewarded. Let the hunts begin. Okay. No, thank you. Okay, so, yes. Supposedly, the license board was completely reworked. I don't know. What the hell do I need for the thing? Maybe I should look at the tutorial. Okay, so slightly raises your magic license needed accessories 1. Okay. Well, what I remember from the license board was everybody had a starting place with, certain attributes. You have different character classes, basically. We could see a lot here. Time, Battle Mage, Monk, Knight, Red Battle Mage. But it wasn't like this where you could just pick what class you wanted. You had a starting point and you had to work your way across the board in order to unlock certain, you know, abilities and things you could equip. I'm guessing that just about any of them will allow me to have an accessory equip. Oh. Okay, so can I not? There we go. I don't know, that White Mage was the one I probably should have started with, but that was the one it had started on in the first place, so that's what gives me my ability to equip the accessories. Anyway, it might be handy because I might be able to learn a magic spell for healing, which is always very good when it comes to early game. Plus your exploits, bestiary, rats. Guess we'll take a look at that. There was so much to do in this game. I don't remember being able to look at the models like that, though. I thought there were pictures. Yeah, maybe it was an upgrade, maybe not. Hunt accepted. Rogue tomatoes to be found in the Damascus Ester Sand. Good map. Okay. But anyway, there was plenty of things to do in this game. One of them being the hunts, which I actually never finished in the original release of this. And I think there's more in the Zodiac Age version, which probably will not end up happening. They could be a little bit frustrating because sometimes monsters wouldn't appear in certain spots. You had to like go through certain parameters, and then there was like a random encounter chance. So it took time and energy and focus that just I wasn't always willing to give. And on top of that, they got really hard too. So despite the fact that I played this game for, I don't know, I clocked in at about 80, 90 hours, which was a lot back then, when this game first came out.
You there, let's see some papers, boy. No public passage on account of the Lord Consul's parade.
Oh, gee, that's too bad. You see, it just so happens that your provisioner for the fete tonight, he sent me to pick up a few choice morsels for the, Consul's dining pleasure. He wants them quick. I got the writ of transit right here. You see? Signed, Magello. I just hate to see the Consul upset because his food wasn't ready on time. And I sure hate to see him take it out on you.
The Lord Consul is a great man, and not one to take offense in such trifling matters.
Oh?
Move along, boy. Wouldn't do to keep the Consul waiting. Right. Gates are closed after this.
Boy. But anyway, yeah, there was just way too many hunts, and some of them were just too hard, and I never was able to finish all of them. You never know, I might be more competent at playing this game so many years later, 14 years later, but at the same time, maybe not. If I really get into it, maybe I'll do some hunts on my own time, other things like that, but I just can't see myself doing it. Anyway, here we are. Another one of the big things, if we didn't already notice, that the battle system was very different from turn-based combat that we usually see in Final Fantasy games. We don't have random encounters. In a sense, there's a sort of random encounter, like, you know, certain enemies will randomly appear, as I was just talking about when it came to the hunts. But with this, you know, if you want to get in a fight, you just walk up to something and fight it. You don't have to worry about stuff randomly popping up. Not usually, anyway. Sometimes enemies will sneak up on you. Anyway, it might be a good idea to fight a couple things prior to actually getting to this rogue tomato, just in case. If I need to level up or anything like that. Ooh, this music just screams adventure, though. I love the soundtrack to this game, which isn't abnormal when it comes to Final Fantasy games in general, but I think Nobuo Uematsu, who had done pretty much every Final Fantasy game as far as the compositions are concerned prior to this one, I'm pretty sure he wasn't involved on this game. And when I first heard that, like even back then, and you know, age 15, 16 or whatever, I was like, ugh, I don't know how that's gonna turn out. But the soundtrack ended up being really good. Some people think it's generic. I'm not one of those. I feel like a lot of the sweeping orchestral songs have a sort of air of John Williams-esque tone, or maybe James Horner. Not nearly as thematic as Uematsu's compositions are, but they're good, and I think they're very fitting for a lot of the scenes that they accompany, or worlds, whatever it might be. Let's see, do I have any... Oh, good. How the hell do I use it? Maybe I can only use it in... Okay. Hey, it's just like Final Fantasy VII Remake. You can only do it in the battle menu. Stole a pebble. Nothing to steal, damn. Damn you bastard. So, prior to this game coming out was Square Enix's grand experiment, which was Final Fantasy XI, the first massive multiplayer online game for the Final Fantasy franchise. So, naturally, when it came to doing this one, I think a lot of people were surprised that the battle system, you know, from an MMO would carry over into a mainstay, you know, single-player game. And it didn't resonate with a lot of people. A lot of people still enjoyed the turn-based combat of the games of old. But it's kind of weird, because even way back then, people had complaints about turn-based combat. And I think Square Enix was sort of catching on to that. Like, I heard it back then in 2005, 2006, and I hear it today. Which is why it's not very popular, I think, because I think it's...
Galvano lilies?
Okay. Is that important to you? Hovering a little bit there.
I see him growing out here. This will make a nice souvenir. Time to call it a day.
Oh, good for you. Finished off your bounty and you got some flowers. But anyway, yeah, the turn-based combat is not very popular, I think. I never had a problem with it. I just considered it another, you know, gameplay style. But it's almost as poorly viewed at as, like, tank controls, which I can understand a little bit more because they take some getting used to. Some people don't like it. It's much more befitting for, you know, static camera angles, and some people like to have, you know, more control over your view and all that. But turn-based combat, aside from it just taking a little while to complete some battles, and if you don't have a particularly good or well-balanced game, it could be a little monotonous and just result in, you know, spamming the attack button several times. I still think it's a very valid form of gameplay. I'm not sure, like, the MMO action RPG approach was a bad thing, but I don't know that it would have been better as opposed to just like a turn-based. But, you know, it gives us a different opportunity to play a game. Of course, they never really did anything quite like this after the fact, but so I guess that might be your answer there. But I remember when this came out, people hated it. People did not want to play an action RPG style Final Fantasy game. It was one of the biggest complaints. There were more, as I would later find out. Like I said, those complaints weren't necessarily mine. I love this game, but yeah, some people had some major issues with that. In some instances, I might just think it's, you know, complaints over just changes. Any changes will definitely irk certain people. So, they're just finishing their inspection? What do I see but the gates closing before my very eyes? A wee bit dodgy, wouldn't you say? No? Ugh. They wouldn't let me through. Nothing to do now but wait until the ceremony's over. Oh, that's not gonna work. Oh, hey, what are you doing out here? Ah, Vaughn, I guess I'm not the only one who got locked out of the city. I told Penelo about the mark you were going after, and I guess I got her worrying, so the two of us headed out here to find you. As soon as I stepped out, the guards closed the gates and things got crazy. I haven't been able to find her since.
Stand back there. Back! This gate's closed until the ceremony's over, do you hear?
Now what?
Open the gate! Alright, out the way.
Wait a second. How come you let these chocobos through the gate and not us?
What of it? This here's a pedigreed parader, boy. Cost tens of thousands of gil, this one did. A prettier price than 100 of you provincials would fetch. Keep your distance. We don't want the chocobo sticking a peasant.
What'd you say?
Step aside. Right then, move them in.
Oh.
Oh.
That does it.
Oh, a fine chocobo you have there. Yes, cedar down stock if I'm not mistaken. Change the soil, change the chocobo, am I right? Yes, different soil means different bouquet too.
Yeah, I was just about to do the street urchin line.
The rose wine, it may lack the flavor and depth of some of your Arcadian wines, but it has a certain strength of character. It's not bad really once you get used to it. Care for some, sirs? There's more than enough for all to cool their throats, of course.
Penelo can be the pet monkey.
Let these carts through and close this gate is ordered. My mail's choked with this sand.
Don't give me a scare like that. You're lucky that ended where it did.
Right. Now's our chance to go through.
You better do it quick.
The ceremony will be starting soon. I'd best be hurrying.
Okay, well... Vaughn, wait! What is it? Vaughn!
But yeah, it does have some similarities to Aladdin. There's a lot of similarities to other things when it comes to Final Fantasy XII. But Vaughn is definitely one of those that goes through the hero's journey. He starts from a very low point in life. Or at least a low position. I guess he doesn't end necessarily in a high position, but more goes through an adventure and, you know. Well, we'll see. He ends up with some good stuff, though. And there's like the prince on his fancy Arabian horse.
We will have order. I give you your new consul, His Imperial Highness Lord Vane Solidor, Commandant of the Arcadian Empire's Western on... Your Excellency.
People of Rabanastre, is it with hatred you look upon your consul? With hatred you look upon the Empire.
Yeah.
There was little point in asking. But know this. I harbor no idle hopes of frustrating that hatred. Nor shall I ask your fealty. That is the due of your fallen king, and rightly so. King Ramanas loved his people, strove to bring you peace. His was a rule worthy of your devotion. Even now, he remains among you, protecting you. His ardor for the peace and weal of Dalmasca falters not. I would ask only that you do your king honor. Together let us embrace the peace his majesty would surely desire. 2 years now divide us from war's bitter end, yet still its shadow looms over all, stifling the infant peace, a pall only you may cast off. Achieve but this one thing, and your hatred of me and of the Empire will grieve me not. I will stand fast. I will endure your hatred, suffer your slings and arrows. I will defend Dalmasca. Here I will pay my debt. I swear it now. Though King Ramanas and Lady Ash be gone, they stand ever at the side of their people. In honoring peace, you do honor to their memory and to Dalmasca. What I ask plain. My hopes now rest with you.
He's not a bad guy. I'll say it. Lord Blackwood tells people that the Avatar is actually evil. I don't know. I don't trust him. Look at that grin.
To your liking, my lord?
It is magnificent. Take this cathedral, for instance. Elegant, yet whimsical in its execution. A stunning example of Galtean architecture.
Whimsical.
I hope Lord Gramus might one day look upon it himself.
Oh, remember the last one? We're all like this. The patron of this evening's banquet, may it please your excellency.
I am Miguelo, your highness. It is truly a profound honor to make the acquaintance of our future emperor, highness. The people of Rabanasta join me in welcoming
That's
you.
enough of highness. Though indeed I am our emperor's son, I am no prince. Arcadia's emperor is freely chosen by her people. I am but an elected official and nothing more.
I meant no disrespect.
Now that I think on it, I would not have you address me as Lord Consul, for that matter.
No?
Henceforth, I am a citizen of Rabanasta. Why don't you call me Vane?
I could not. That would not be right.
You are overly fond of formalities. I've just the remedy for that. Tonight you will join me, and we shall drink until you call me by name.
How can he stand to bow to him like that?
Fawn, you just do not get it, do you? He's not doing it because he wants to. You know what would happen if he didn't.
I know, it's just...
So, what would you do different?
I don't know. Well... I'd do something.
Vaughn. Vaughn, you haven't heard a single word I've said, have you? This place has changed so much. It's like it's not even Rabanasta anymore. Like the Empire is swallowing it whole.
Hey, Penelo, that fete tonight. You think they'll let us in?
Are you crazy? It's in the palace, and we don't have an invitation if you hadn't noticed.
So, how are we getting in?
As if I'd know. Why not ask Miguelo to get you in? Or go see old Dallin in Lowtown? Why the sudden interest, Vaughn?
I told you, I'm going to take back what's ours. give back to Dalmasca. Come on, what do you think? If I find something, and it fetches a good price, how about I buy you all dinner?
Oh, please. You know as well as I do the first thing you'd buy is an airship. All hail Vaughn, sky part of Dalmasca. It's got a nice ring to it. Stay out of trouble.
She left in a hurry.
An airship. I don't know. Maybe. But not through Magello. Time to pay old Dallin a visit.
Don't like the look of that. You're now free to enter Lowtown and leave Rabanaster. Oh, good. So, one of the things that stuck out to me as far, you know, among the many things, but in particular when this game came out, was the voice acting. Now, poking a little fun at John DiMaggio aside, I think this game has very good voice acting. Very rich. And I think that somewhat has to do with the audio recording quality. It wasn't nearly as compressed as it was in some other previous games that were released in the series, or just games in general. I think compared to a lot of stuff that was out at the time, this one had like a, I don't know, a certain air about the voice acting. It's like, it's very proper. I don't know, it was impressive. It seemed much more professional than a lot of other games at the time. Nowadays, not really something that you'd bat an eyelash at necessarily, but I think there might be some things that still might catch some attention. Doors tightly shut. Okay, I guess we're not doing that one. But I just remember there's a scene later on, and it really doesn't have a whole lot to do with necessarily the quality of the voice acting, but I just remember thinking in a particular scene that was like, wow, this game, something about it. Something about the vocal performances, they're just really astounding. Over here we go. And that had never hit me as far as, you know, any games I'd played previous to this before. Sort of like with Final Fantasy VII, the soundtrack.
Come for a tip on how to secure something bigger and in armor by the East Gate?
What? You already heard about that?
Wise I may not be, but well informed I am.
They'll get what's coming to them someday, believe me. But that's not why I'm here.
Do tell.
I want to know how to sneak into the palace. They've got to have some great stuff in there. Thought I'd partake.
Not one to mince words, are you, boy? The Empire protects all that's hers, and that means the palace and all the treasures inside.
That's why I'm gonna do it. To take back what's ours.
So our champion of the sewers aspires to noble action. Admirable. Perhaps I can help you. Ah, now that I think on it, there was a rumor. Yes, a secret passageway into the palace walls. A door and a magic stone that opens the way.
That's it. This is exactly why I came to talk to you first, Dallin. So, where's this, magic stone?
Oh, I've had it for years, if I can remember where I've tucked it away.
I've heard all I need. So this, crescent stone, can I have it? Whoever said anything about a crescent stone? Then I can find the secret passage into the palace, right? I'm not gonna do the voice for him. I contemplated it for like 10 seconds prior to this, but if it was gonna have me do dialogue, but nah. Not much of a listener, are you? The crescent stone has lost its magics. Without the power of a sunstone, it will be of little use. Right, so where can I get one of these sunstones? You seek Giza Plains. Speak with the nomads there. You will find your sunstone. Leave by Southgate. Continue south. The village is not far. There are like to be beasts on the plain. Is that supposed to be likely? Maybe it's just... Maybe it's Old English. So be careful, my boy. You don't have to worry about me. I'll be back before you know it. Alright. Unfortunately, this game has a lot of NPCs that you can talk to, but not a lot of them have anything that's worth actually reading, so not talking to a lot of them. Let's see, Giza Plains. Hanging right here, I'm practically at Southgate. This will be easy. This should take me right to the exits, I believe. Yeah, was there a reason why this crystal was... Oh, yes, that's right. Okay, so the blue crystals are just your bare bones basic bitch crystals. They just heal and restore magic and then save. But the orange ones, you can act as a method of fast travel. I think just within certain limitations, though. It's not like you can travel the world. Look at those things. What are they? Oh, they're friendly. Okay. I think I made that mistake before. Not necessarily a mistake. I'm sure you gain stuff from fighting them, but... I think when I first played this game, right, as soon as I got out, I just immediately attacked it. See if something happens here. Oh, a Moogle. Cartographer's Guild. I'm just a traveling Moogle, trying to scrape by. I should be here a while in the dry holds, Kupo, but the monsters during the rains are too scary. The dry should last a while longer, but take care during the rains, Kupo. Those big lightning balls don't mess around. Would you like to buy a map, Kupo? Sure. Look how happy he gets. Fine purchase, Kupo. You won't regret it. Moogle's honor. Is it even Dutsy? Yes, it is. Wow. It's like that one Moogle that was Kupo for Kupo Nuts. Ah, yes. These big chicken balls. They're cockatrices. It looks like it has a niche on its back. Don't expect me to scratch it. Don't worry, they won't bite. These cockatrices are tame as can be. Aren't they just the fluffiest, cutest things you've ever seen? Yeah. I mean, those little fluffy bunny things, I don't know. Looks like it wants to tell you something, then again, maybe not. You've a troubled look, child. What's the matter? Ah, come from Rabanastre seeking a sunstone, have you? As you might have guessed from the name, sunstones contain the power of the sun. You'll often find them used as a source of heat or light. Here we leave all things sunstone to Masuya, or Masua, whatever. You should be able to find her near the dark crystal. Oh, okay. Do you see that large black stone behind my tent? That is the dark crystal. You'll not find them outside Giza Plain. The dark surfaces of the crystal drink in the light of the sun. I see. Have you come to see the dark crystals? Not everyone takes a well to the heat of the Giza Plains. Ah, so it is a sunstone you seek. Sunstone you seek. Not a sunstone. You've come to the right place. They can only be made here in Giza. They're quite valuable though, so we can't go handing them out to just anyone who happens to wander through our camp. You see, we make and sell sunstones to earn the money we need to survive. Still, perhaps we can come to some arrangement. Would you hear my offer? Sure. Making of sunstones is a chore we give to the children of our camp. They roam the plains, traveling from dark crystal to dark crystal, drawing the light from the crystals into shade stones. One of these children, Jin, has not yet returned. He left carrying our supply of shade stones. You'll find Jin, or if you'll find Jin for me, and tell him to come back to the camp, you may take one of the sunstones he's made in return. Some of the children said they might have seen him to the south of the camp. You may want to speak with them yourself before leaving. You just told me he was at the south, so please find Jin and tell him to return at once. Alright, listen up, you little shits.
Penelo?
Oh.
What are you doing here?
I
Not
could
you.
ask you the same, though the answer's pretty clear. No good.
What? I'm being good.
Is that right? So then you wouldn't mind if I, say, tagged along, would you?
Huh?
Oh, don't worry. Miguelo's busy with preparations for the fete up at the palace. Why, I'm free for the whole day. Well, let's get going.
New party member. Do we have to do anything with your licenses? Oh man, I don't know what I want to do with this. Is there a way to like reset? Oh, yes I can. Alright, cool. I don't know, I just, yeah, Bushi, sword masters, devote themselves to body and soul to their lords. Weapons, katana. Black mage, archer, uses bows, foe breaker, axes and hammers. Time battle mage, crossbows. Monk, unarmed poles. Knight, swords. Red battle mage, maces. Machinist, guns. Ulan, spears. Yeah, I don't really want him to be stuck on white mage is the only thing, so. But I don't know what else I want to do. Vaughn is just, you know, vanilla character. He's the blank slate. He doesn't really have one that he fits into necessarily. I mean, I guess that might be a good thing. Maybe he can be a jack of all trades, but the thing is, I'm looking at a lot of these and it's like there's other, I don't know. I'm not even sure if I can change this yet. I don't think I can. I remember having Penelo on Monk. And I don't know if that was a good idea. Maybe I can make her a black mage. No. Black magic. Increases magic potency. Let me get that to start with. That's good. Alright. For whatever reason, it starts you in view mode first. It's a little bit I'm gonna have to get used to. Okay, I don't think it matters too much because I don't really have anything to equip her with. But, you know, always good to prepare for the future. Alright, whatever. I made my bed, I guess I'll sleep in it. Oh, what do you sell? I don't really have a whole lot of money, do I? I'll just round that out. I'll grab 2 of these. Oh, I was hoping to get an accessory, but that's kind of expensive. Alright, never mind. Okay, so... I guess I'll talk to one of the kids. We all went out to make some sunstones, but Jin still hasn't come back to camp. It's the first time he's been out to the plains since the end of the rains. Maybe he got a touch of wanderlust. I don't know what the hell that means, but okay. Well, the map is already marked on where I need to go. What is this little area? Alright, well, I can access it from any direction. Hey Vaughn, let me give you these before we go. There are all sorts of monsters out there, so you can never be too careful. I just bought a potion. So far you've been traveling by yourself, but now that I'm here, we can travel as a party. You can give commands to allies in your party just like you've been doing for yourself up to now. I'll make my own decisions about what to do too, but you can also give me specific commands and I'll take care of those first, got it? Oh, one more thing. If you don't want me to fight on my own, you can always turn my gambits off. With my gambits turned off, I won't do anything until you give me the word. You should really think about using gambits for yourself, you know. They can make managing a battle a lot easier. Well, you ready to go? So that's what I was thinking of before, the gambit system. Infamous. Sort of. Vaughn, wasn't Jin supposed to be somewhere to the south of the village? If we work our way around, we should find him. So... let's see. Alright. Nothing was really happening first there, so I don't know what that was about. It looks like when you select attack, it just automatically attacks, but I don't know what the gambit necessarily is in any other circumstance. I'm thinking it's what I was thinking of before, though, where it's like you can have a list of commands that are performed, and they will proceed to do those just in any given circumstance. And the reason I say that the gambits were infamous was because, aside from the more petty complaints about this game, where I was talking about, like, you know, oh, it's different, like, you know, it's an Ivalice, it doesn't have a lot of the Final Fantasy staples, turn-based combat is not apparent, so things like that, which have varying degrees of validity. The gambit system in particular, especially once you got into it late game, I've seen people do it before, and I don't remember to what extent I used it. I think I just mostly picked out commands for my party, but a lot of people would say that the game would literally just play itself, because you could just walk around into an area and just let things happen, and combat was pretty much automatically taken care of. Which, you know, it takes some of the fun out, I'm sure, depending on who you are. I think when it comes to just like your average everyday random encounter battles, it's not the worst thing. I mean, we already have the implements of the fast forward feature, which I can't seem to do. There it is. Oh, I can just use fast forward whenever I want. Oh, look at that. But that's weird and I don't like it, so I'm gonna turn that off. But anyway, it's like everybody likes certain things like that. I feel like the gambit system just is one of those quality of life things that just makes it easier for you, but, you know, to a certain extent, it does make the game sort of play itself. I think people can actually grind in certain areas too. That was another one of the big things, but you could just like sit around and I don't know if they necessarily got to points where enemies respawn or what it was. I don't know the specifics of it, but like you could just walk into an area, leave the game alone for a while, and have the game auto grind for you. You can come back to it and, you know, there you go. You reap the rewards of not doing anything. But I don't really know how to do that, so I'm sure I won't be doing it. And we'll just play the game like normal, or as like what's probably intended. But yeah, I do remember a lot of people, and this was like years after its release. This wasn't one of those hot button issues at the time, but people were complaining about the Gambit system making the game way too easy. And to the extent that I've seen and heard it done, yeah, that's a more valid complaint than anything else. What are you doing here? Yeah, my name's Jin. What's it to you? Masuo wants me to come back to the village, huh? That could be a problem. Let's see. My leg, maybe my leg's better now. Nope, no good. Still hurts. I don't think doing a squat is necessarily going to help your case. I tripped running from some monsters. Guess I pulled something. Never going to get any sunstones made like this. Just needed to make one more to be finished for today. Didn't want to head back so short, so I thought I'd give my leg a rest and try again. Yeah, explain the situation. So, you need a sunstone, huh? Yes, child. Why isn't the game... Maybe I need to replug the controller? It's not registering my button press. Well, if Masuo doesn't mind, I'll give you a shade stone, but I'm still not sure I can walk yet. You'll have to turn it into a sunstone, okay? Don't worry, I'll tell you how. You do know you do know that we use dark crystals and shade stones to make sunstones, right? Shove it in my face, thank you. There's shade stone. As for the dark crystals, you'll find them all over Giza Plains. This stone right here beside me is one of the smaller ones. Bigger crystals have something inside that soaks up sunlight and shines really bright. See that one over there? If you take that shade stone I just gave you and bring it near one of those shining dark crystals, it will absorb the energy from it. There are 4 shining dark crystals in Giza right now. If you have trouble finding them, just stop and scan the horizon. There's no way to tell how much energy you can draw from any one crystal without trying. You shouldn't need to use all 4 though. This gauge will show you how much energy the shade stones absorb. When it's full, you'll have yourself a sunstone. Once you made the sunstone, bring it to me. I'll make sure it's up to snuff. I'll go ahead and mark the dark crystals on your map too. See you back here when you're done. Great. Alright, well. Got a little work to do. Lend me your power! 33%, so we gotta do 3. Not all 4, but 3. Also, these little bunny things heal you. I noticed that during the last little encounter I had. I think it's weird that they shake their chests at you. But I do appreciate the heal. Maybe they're grateful I'm taking out these hyenas. One of the things I thought was interesting, though it did add a step, sort of, to the whole money-making process, but monsters don't drop like Gil. Gil still exists as a currency, as it does in all Final Fantasies, but you don't get Gil directly from doing a battle. Well, I think in some instances you might. Or you might be able to steal it from like human enemies, but when it comes to like monsters and stuff, they don't drop money. As one of the NPCs, I think, explains in one of the shops, he's like, it's not like monsters just carry around money with them, right? That's stupid. You know, going against the grain of every Final Fantasy preceding this one. But regardless, what happens instead is that the monsters will drop, what do they want to call them? Trophies, maybe? It's been implemented into a number of different RPGs since then. And maybe some even before that. I don't remember. I never played like the real hardcore stuff. But basically, I think I got one earlier that's like a wolf pelt. What you do is you just take your rewards and you just go and sell them. Persona does somewhat of a system like that, although you also get money in addition to, you know, reward trophies, whatnot. But yeah, you don't get any outright just money drops from monsters except for very particular circumstances. And you just have to sell your pelts and whatever other trophies you can get your hands on. That's how you get your cash. Problem is, if you're just like out on a run, I don't know if all shops can. Are you friendly? Okay, cool. Take sales of like pelts. I'm guessing probably, but I don't know. The one attribute I can see being handy with that is that you don't have all your money potentially to get stolen or something. Say if you're fighting an enemy like a thief that can take it from you. Or if you could lose it in any sort of particular circumstances. I don't quite remember. But that's what I always found handy when it came to like not having all your money in one place. So you could reserve a lot of it just for in the form of pelts and trophies, and then, you know, just sell it when you need to. There, however, is no crafting aspect to this game, so it's like, I don't think there's necessarily a need to keep the trophies on hand, unless they're needed for like quests or something like that. The most broken system I could think of, just offhand, when it came to not having all your money in one spot, was in Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, particularly when it came to the Thieves Guild. If you ever needed to get the law off your back for like a bounty or something like that, just drop by your cash, except for, you know, 1 or 2 gold. And what they would do is they would just take what you have, all your remaining money, in exchange for to get rid of the bounty. But it's like you could just drop all your money on the floor and then pick it back up again, so it wasn't too hard to get around that. So this is what the kids at the Giza Plains do to make their way. Maybe one of them will take you on as an apprentice. Yeah, let's just find the next crystal, okay? Just one more. Kinda sucks though, because we have to like go basically back to the village and then back to this loser kid. I gotta say, while I don't mind, like I was saying, the combat system in this game, it lacks a certain punch. Obviously, the most recent Final Fantasy game I played was the 7 Remake, and that is much more action-oriented than RPG-oriented, but, you know, this is kind of like how action RPGs were. Early on, it's not very systematic. When it comes to facing certain bosses late game, or at least the way I remember it. What the hell are you doing? Look at him, he goes running away. It can get a little bit more intense. Then you'll have to come up with different methods and, you know, do a little bit more tactical planning. But for right now, it's not really something that you need to worry about. Can you do anything? No, you can't. Alright, so we're just straight up attacking. Yeah, especially right now, I don't think you have much of a choice. No, don't attack it. There we go. That's that, nothing to it. Let's take it back to Jin and see what he says. I hope we did it right. Sure, let's go. Hey, you've got a sunstone. Let's take a look. Seems okay to me. Not bad for city folk. So here's what happened. Masua is always warning us to stay away from the werewolves, right? Well, a bunch of us decided to have a little contest to see who's the bravest. Started out as a lark, but Todd said that none of us kids living on the plains should be scared of monsters. I guess I got carried away. Don't let any of the grown-ups know, though, okay? Anyway, my leg's feeling better now. Let's head back to the village. I'll race you, try and keep up. Oh yeah, I remember that NPC run that a lot of characters seem to have. Jin made it back home safe and sound. He's a good boy, but how his mind wanders. He never thinks of the worry it causes me. I'm sorry if he was any trouble. Please take these with my thanks. Ooh. Oh hey, I never claimed that reward on the rogue tomato. I need to go back and do that. Jin gave you a sunstone, yes? I hope it may be of some help to you. Yes. Here, let me say it before anything disastrous befalls me. I remember for some reason with this game, I was never really good at saving. I just didn't think of it that much. Figured I would have. We weren't too deep in the time where auto-saving was a staple. But I remember a few times where I had died and the last save I made was, 1 or 2 hours prior to when I actually lost. And then I got screwed. I think that was mostly when it came to like certain dungeons though. The dungeons in this game can get a little intense. If not infuriating at times. Alright, well, we'll go back to the Sand Sea. I don't know what the name of that bar was, but there. We'll go back to that one and see if I can collect anything from them. And then I'll go back to the old man. It's been a while since I've seen all this. Like I said before, I only played the original Final Fantasy XII once. And it was long enough to keep me going for like a good year. I was talking about this game for a couple of years after it was released, but... yeah, it's just like the one playthrough. Oh, I know what happened. God damn it. Thinking about it just pissed me off. I lent this game to somebody, and then they moved away and didn't give it back, or several other things that I had lent them. That's what happened. And then I was always thinking to rebuy it, but I never did. There's a special edition that they've had at one of the local game shops here that I've been thinking about getting, but I always put it off. Okay, do I talk to... what do I talk to? The board? Or the guy? Oh yeah, Tomage. Ah, Vaughn defeated that rogue tomato, did you? I was worried you might not be ready just yet, but you did a fine job of it. Here, your bounty for completing the hunt. Just like threw it at me. Okay, teleport stone, 300. Oh, do you need teleport stones to actually fast travel between crystals? You followed through on that hunt like a real professional. I'm gonna let you in on a little something to help you along. Did you ever notice a banga selling watch, or standing watch, in front of the building in the north end? it might be worth your time to pay him a visit. Just show him the clan primer I gave you. He'll let you inside. As for what's there, you'll just have to go see for yourself. Okay, so that's like the Hunter's Guild or whatever. The Moogle from Tactics Advance is there. I forget his name. Mont Blanc, I think? I don't exactly know where that is in relation to where I am, but... Well, I think I need to travel up to get to Lowtown anyway. I feel like it's up here, but I don't know. If it is, I think I'll do that first. For some reason, when I envision this place in my head, I remember like a lot of crowd audio in the background. Maybe that's just in the Bazaar Marketplace or whatever. Oh, yes it is. I know my map. Ah, you got your primer, so you have. Well, what are you standing about around here for? In with you. Can't quite recall your face, are you new? Might want to pay special heed to what the folks inside have to say. Yeah, let me in. Oh, this music hopping. Ah, there he is. Real commanding presence. Oh, excuse me. Are you new here, Kupo? My advice for you, always be sure to check for the latest bills. Never know when a new one might be posted, Kupo. No matter the notice board you check, the bills will always be the same. So go to the nearest one and you're set, Kupo. Alright, what? Weren't you just down there? Are there two of you? Kupopo, yours is a new face. Are you a hunter? Welcome to our clan hall. I'm Mont Blanc. I was right, founder of the clan Centurio. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Kupo. Our clan has a very strict entrance examination. We should begin yours at once. And you pass. Oh. Moguls are quick to make up their minds, Kupo. Huzzah! Here in the clan hall, you'll hear about especially dangerous marks you won't find posted on any board the moment they rear their ugly heads. Well, I'll get on with filling the necessary clan membership certificates. I'll be finished in no time flat, Kupo. Kupo, I nearly forgot. Now that you're a member, you can make purchases from our clan shop in the Muthru Bazaar. Be sure to stop by, Kupo. Oh, one more thing. The magics and techniques you learn on the license board come in real handy on a hunt, Kupo. If, say, you're thinking you'd like to make some adjustments to someone's board, well, Kupo, I'm the Moogle you'll need to come see. Happy hunting. Oh, can you change my thing from White Mage? Come here, you're joining the guild. A little something each time you attain a new rank. Oh, okay. Well, just potions this time. That's not very exciting. Keep up the splendid work, Kupo. I want to change license boards. Borvon. Listen up, Kupo. If you change license boards, you'll lose all the licenses on that board. I mean, you'll keep your gear and your gambits, but they'll be unequipped, Kupo. Of course, you'll get all your spent LP back too, so once you choose a new board, you can get right back to learning licenses, Kupo. Yeah? The problem is I just don't know what I want instead. There you go, your board's been wiped clean, Kupo. Fill a new one with all the licenses you can afford and get hunting. Okay, hold on. Oh, a Viera. Haven't seen one of those yet. Oh man, I don't know. I almost want to do the guns, but I don't think anybody like really sells any right now. It seems like ranged isn't like the best idea at this point in time either. Maybe I should do that. I was thinking of doing that. Time Battle Mage sounds fun. Because I like those magics. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so we can just get the accessory back. Gain MP after taking damage. Maybe I should... hold on. So, my blindness. Well, I can't spend it on anything else anyway. What can you get? Maybe not. Thing is, I'd have to spend money to get magics, right? I don't know. This whole game system eludes me at this point in time. I'll need to study it a little bit further on my own. It's been a while, and as with any other Final Fantasy game, every game has its own unique little system, so... this one... I don't know that it was necessarily more complex than others, maybe, but... It wasn't as simplified as other systems, I think. Alright, before I go back to Old Dallin, I'm gonna go take a look at one of these shops. Maybe I can get some magic. Like this. This is a magic shop, right? Oh, that's Technics. Wait. Okay, the magic shop's got the wand on it. Do they share the same space? Seems awfully close, like these buildings would intersect. Maybe not. Okay, I want... I'm gonna want that eventually. I want that. Okay, so I don't have to do anything else, right? Let's see. Okay, cool. And eventually you'll get to learn... Ah, shit, I need 5 for that. Well, we'll have slow at some point. Okay, anything else? There's an armor shop and a weapons shop. The only reason I'm doing this now is because I remember at some point after we get the Sunstone, there's sort of a point of no return. It's not like anything super hardcore, but once you get inside that palace, it's like there's a few events that happen, and you can't come back up here too easily. Or at least not for a little while. Maybe I could sell you some of my stuff. Like those. Ah, look at that. And these. I'm wary about selling the rest of this. Like I said, I don't think there's... What's this? Potion pack. I think I'm good on that for right now. I don't think there are... like craftables, but I sort of feel like there might be... I don't know, like... side quests maybe, where people want certain drops. I could be completely wrong about that. I'm not 100%, but... that seems to be what I recall. Okay, that works for right now. Or if anything, it's just intuition. Okay, let's see what you got. Ah, damn. Nothing... well... at least I can equip the daggers, right? I guess Vaughn's got unequipped when I did the thing, but... can't use anything else. The camp... oh, did I already have one of those? Damn. It was dumb. Because it's like, yes, of course. Sure, when you reset your license board. All your stuff gets unequipped. Should have immediately equipped everything back again. We can get to the lower area from here. Oh, that's much more handy. Yeah, I remember Bosch saying something about the map and having an alternate method. But yeah, I like this a lot better. That way I don't have to worry about
Hey, Vaughn.
fully getting into the map screen.
It's been a long time since we did anything together. Too long. I had a really good time. Well, I should probably be getting back to the store. Actually, I was kinda supposed to be watching the place for Miguelo. And Vaughn, try to stay out of trouble. For me. I don't know what I'd do if you weren't here. If something happened to you.
I'm not going anywhere, okay?
I love you too, Penelo.
Here. See you later.
Sorry, Penelo.
So dramatic. Sorry, but I'm gonna get in the shit now. Oh, so you've got a sunstone, have you? Hand it over, my boy, and I'll use it to give the Crescent Stone back its magics like I promised.
Now you'll be wanting to know how to sneak into the palace, eh? First you go to Storehouse 5. You know the one. 2 doors she has. Now the right takes Van Ratsbane to his territorial hunting grounds in the sewer bottom. But that's not the way you'll go. No, you'll take the left door, down into the Garum Scythe waterway. The waterway leads to a stair. The stair to the palace cellars. That's your way in. But don't go counting your gil just yet, my boy. Getting into the palace was the easy part. The way into the treasury is carefully hidden. That's where this Crescent Stone comes in. The magics it bears can open the hidden door to the treasury, you see. Listen, Vaughn, for the words I shall speak are most important, and not to be forgotten. Do you understand? The Signet yearns for sunstone strength to light the clouded way. Once in the palace, you'll find the Signet tile, very important. Give to it the sun's power, and it will light your path. Very well. Oh, a warning. Be aware that if you're caught, you'll spend the rest of your short life rotting in the Nalbina dungeons. So, look sharp, my boy. And don't go running off before you're ready. Plans freshly hatched have a habit of tumbling from the nest straight into the hunter's stew pot.
Well, just have to make sure we avoid that. Alright, I've got nothing else to do, so I'm gonna head right for it. Provided that they don't, you know, thrust me in there. Oh yes, no, they're thrusting.
Squads 3 through 6 are in place. They stand ready. So far, the Imperials haven't noticed a thing.
Then go now and hurry the others. By nightfall, we must ensure all our men are in place.
Sir. Sir.
Oh. Who might that be? Well, things are starting to take off. And we'll definitely get more of an active plot once we get to the palace here, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. Okay. Still just gotta make sure that I'm going in the right direction. Here we are. Hey Vaughn, I finally worked out how to get the door on the left side open. Hope there's something in there besides rats. I wanted you to go in first, so I waited for you to come before opening it. Well, that's one of the reasons I waited. Thing is, I'm gonna need some special tools to open the door. Gonna need you to fetch them for me. Oh god. I know, not the most exciting thing to do, is it? I'm just messing with you. I've got everything I need ready to go. Hang on while I open it. Oh, you little bastard. Let's see. Yeah, that should do it, huh? Oof. I don't know what these noises are. It's open. Now we've got a whole nother place to explore. Oh, and I almost forgot. Take these with you before you go. No telling what's down there. Might come in handy. Potions. Oh, and eye drops. Well, now I want to see what's on the right-hand side. But not really. Ah, the Garum Scythe Waterway. So I think technically this is like the first of what would be many dungeons. Unfortunately, I never really cared too much for the dungeons in this game. Some of them were kind of cool, but boy, you had to traipse through a hefty amount of them. And sometimes it could get long and or confusing. But considering that this is sort of the first one, I'm not really too worried about that. Once you start getting into the late game stuff, that's when it gets a little iffy. Now come back here, what are you doing? Ah, more firestones. Ah, damn it. Okay, so that was probably why I didn't like some of these, because you never knew where you were going to go, because as we can see, you don't have a full map until you start walking around, but there could potentially be some dead ends, or other things. But, this being the remaster, I have super speed mode. So any mistakes I make can easily be rectified? I don't know. I kind of appreciate that though. On the one hand, I always like playing games as they're originally intended to be played, but that's when I'm playing the original versions. And granted, I do try to make efforts to play original versions of games whenever possible, but every once in a while I like an exception, like this one. And potentially something else I'll be streaming. I'm gonna end up doing a remastered version too, so we'll see. But I guess it really is the seasons of the remakes and the remasters for this year. It seems like I've been streaming and playing a lot of them. Oh, no, you don't. Get you with my super speed. Problem is, at this early stage of the game, I don't necessarily want to skip out on any battles, despite the fact that it might not be the most thrilling thing. I don't necessarily know how, much this game has been changed or optimized in comparison to the original, but are you not able to hit him? Oh no, you can't. Never mind. I do remember some bosses sort of giving me a run for my money, which I mean I guess is a good thing, but it could be a scary thing going back into something that sort of is unknown again, despite the fact that I played this years ago. But of course, a lot of the things that I had trouble with way back when was usually stuff that was a little bit more towards the end of the game. And some of the optional bosses. I do remember one inside the forest. I'm saying the forest because I think there's only one, but one around in and around where the Vieira were, and that was a pain. Mainly because I think it had a lot of status effects. That was the biggest issue for me. Okay. I'll go ahead and speed through some of these since combat isn't the most thrilling at this point in time. We're just dealing with basic attacks. I think, though, let's take a look. I can now get slow, which doesn't really help from a single combatant's perspective, but that would be a good one to get. We're getting a little courageous, are we? One of the things I remember around this time when it came to this game, going back to the voice acting, which you were talking about briefly a bit before, but this game was very gratifying to hear some of the stuff because even though we had a voiced Final Fantasy in the form of 10 years before this one, I feel like a lot of the things, and what I'm getting at is mostly the pronunciation of a lot of staple, like, Final Fantasy words, but oh boy, the pronunciations from a lot of people that played these games way back when was just off the charts. We had, God, I remember there was this kid, who would always pronounce chocobos as cockaboos. I don't know where he was getting that from. In no way does that word look like that, but that's how he pronounced it, and he insisted he was correct. Like, if you ever said chocobo, like, pretty much everyone did, he would stop, make sure to correct you. I believe it's pronounced cockaboo, and then the conversation would resume. But, and they probably said chocobo in Final Fantasy X. I'm not remembering too well, but, you know, there was other things. Look, we had other monsters like the Tonberry, and I don't know, just Gil, I think, was one of them. I do remember people pronouncing it as Gil or Gil. And I was always, you know, with the exception of taking certain language pronunciation factors in mind, like if it's a Japanese word or name or something like that, and you have to emphasize certain syllables, there's always, it's usually best to just kind of go for the most simplistic pronunciation because that's probably what it's going to be, instead of trying to go for something eccentric right off the bat. But people love their pronunciations being weird with the Final Fantasy series, I remember that much. Oof. These little critters are taking it to me. Let's take a look. I don't know what direction I should be going necessarily. Both those staircases, I'm assuming, go to Load Town. I was sort of thinking I should be going to the middle part there, but now I don't know. I have half a mind to bust out my game guide again. I think I did that during Final Fantasy Original, didn't I? Oh, that thing looks big. Did I fight one of those, or did I fight something smaller? I don't remember. Nah, I fought one of those things. I don't think I fought the big one. Yeah, this is one of those games where having a game guide definitely helped. I traditionally bought game guides for the Final Fantasy games. It was really the only series where I actually did that. Oh god. But this one in particular, I remember this is when game guides started getting real fancy. Like they had, this one came included with an art book. And I had some real nice pictures and whatnot. Not that other game guides didn't have pictures in them, but this one in particular was nice. Palace should be right up these stairs. Yes, thank you. Climb the stairs. It'll be easy getting out. Am I ready for this? It's now or never. Besides, I'm getting my ass kicked by a fish back there, so might as well. Not in any rush or anything. Ah, yeah. Two best characters in the game. Well, two of the best. Special place in my heart for Bosch. Okay. Yes, hello? What is this? Obtain a map of the Royal Palace of Rabanaster. Oh, good. Wish I had a map for the sewers. Okay, well, getting through that place was a bit of an ordeal, so... I'm just happy to make a save out of there regardless. Oh, hey, isn't that the Hunters Guild music? I've not seen you around. Were you hired especially for the fate tonight? And you should be waiting over by the stairs down the corridor to the end. I feel like I shouldn't be here. But I'll just loot everything. In times past, when the royal house flourished, a court painter gifted two signets to the king, one of a hawk and the other of a lion. While neither became the official seal of our kingdom, the king liked them and placed them in the halls of the palace. You can see the actual articles here on the floor above. Oh, okay. Not here, necessarily. Just here in general. I hope the fate gets done with quick. There's something I want to see on the upper floor. Oh, you want to see those little signets, huh? No, I was gonna get that thing. Have you gathered up all the occasionals? Good. You'll be on cleanup duty, and when the fate's over, wait here until we're ready for you. No one goes to the upper floor until we give the order. Step out of line and you will be punished. Make sure you keep Imperials up to snuff. I told my friend I'd be helping at the fate this morning. She got jealous and spent all afternoon trying to think of a way to sneak in. Ha! As though she even could. Have I got some news for you? What are you doing? Clear up for the fate. Maybe there'll be some leftover treats? Of course, the fat monsters always gotta be thinking about food. An ether, or I guess they're not monsters. It's inconsiderate. Is there any... Okay, I don't know how I'm supposed to get through here. Maybe I'll just talk to the guard. Hello? Wait here until I have further directions for you. What's he doing? Trying to go upstairs? Maybe. Why, you want to talk? Trying to go upstairs, ain't you? I know. You're hungry. I don't blame you. An empty stomach could make me want to crash the Fate too. No use trying to hide it. Look here, I'll help you out. Okay, so press X to call the guard. I'll handle him when he comes, and you make for the stairs. I'll get too close and he's liable to notice you. Let's give her a try.
Hey, Buckethead!
You want to insult them? Now's your chance, get going. Oh. I mean, when somebody says, hey, Buckethead! And there's like a scrawny white kid and like this big fat thing. I don't think I'd be looking at the bigger one. What was it old Dolan said? The signet yearns for the sunstone's strength to light the clouded way. But there was more. Oh yeah! Once in the palace, you'll find the signet tile. Give to it the sun's power and it will light your path. Looks like I've got a signet to find. That's not it, is it? I'm guessing it'll be a little more apparent than that. Actually, I got a map of this place, don't I? Nothing marked. Whoa, camera, please. Ah, there's still, like, collectibles. I already had one of those.
Over here! Hello?
Oi! You there!
Hey, Buckethead!
Alright. Maybe that's not where I need to go.
Over here!
Okay. I don't know what it is about those ones, but they don't seem to be responding to anything.
Hey, Buckethead!
Maybe these guys will take better? I just hope that they stay there. Actually, what is this? Nothing. Oh good, alright. Oh wait, I found what I needed, never mind. Beautiful signet is painted on the floor. It appears to be a representation of a hawk. Okay. No, that's not the one I need, because I got the lion, right? Unless it's opposites, nothing happens, right? Okay. Well, I could have told you that. Just upon closer inspection. Okay, this is the lion one. Here we go. Ah. Light of the sun flows into the signet. The hidden way is lit. Let's hope nobody notices the giant green flame that's just burst forth from it. Though I don't know exactly where it is. And the map's not helping either. Okay. That's fine, I can figure it out. I'm just a little bit wary when it comes to...
Hello?
These three guys. Am I just taking one out? Oh no, all three are coming. Cool. And they just pause and resume their conversation. Something not quite right about this wall. You look closely but find nothing out of the ordinary. But it's still suspicious, you gotta admit. I'm not seeing the green flame like in any of these. Maybe... I don't know. Oh right, but I called those guys out. Well, I don't know. I might be boxing myself into a corner here.
Hey, Buckethead!
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how far I can drag these guys.
Over here! Hey, Buckethead!
Okay. But then wait, isn't... Oh, yeah. Can I sneak by them? Damn. Oh, you there? What are you doing here? You should be waiting down in the cellars with the others. Okay, hold on. Did that reset everybody's position? Yeah, I think it did. Cool, okay. I just don't have to... Do I have to do the signet thing again? I hope not. Okay. I think the... Well, hold on. Let me check over here. Allow me to implore super speed. Okay, so these pathways I can't cross for sure. But... Let's see. I just don't want to box myself in again.
Hello?
Like, I wonder if I can get 2 sets of them. No, I can't. Okay. Once one set is activated, you can't do another. But maybe dragging them down that way will benefit me. Maybe not. I'm surprised those guys don't, like, give a shit.
Hey, Buckethead!
Wait a second, hold on. I gotta drag these guys, like, further back.
Hello?
There we go, okay. I got this. Don't you worry about it.
Hey, Buckethead!
Alright. That's the trick. Okay, so it's already lit, so we are good.
Hello?
There we go. Okay, now we should be free. I just hope it's this one and there's not like some other thing I'm missing here. Oh. Ah, there it is. Alright. You couldn't see it from a distance. Had me wary. Now that takes care of the secret passage. Now where's this treasure? Hey, watch it! As he yells at the wall. Guess it's not leaving me much choice. Nah, but, I mean, I'm sure you'd come up with something. You're getting into the vault, right? The wall looks rather suspicious. It looks like a door to me, but okay. There's more to this wall than meets the eye, but what is it? Is there something else? Or do I just have to investigate it again? Okay, there's gotta be... Yeah, what is this? Ah. Sure, why not? Press the switch. Oh. Well, there you go. What are you doing in there? Exactly.
Huh?
Whole lot of grunting going on.
Oh.
Quite a performance.
Who are you?
I play the leading man. Who else? Fran, the Magicite.
Now then, I'll take that.
No, you
Oh,
won't.
hello there.
I found it. It's mine.
And then when I take it from you, it'll be mine.
Yeah, he's got you there.
Exit stage right.
The gods do not smile on us.
I like it better that way.
Good. I don't know what that is. Well, I know what it is, but I don't remember what it does necessarily. Glad I got it, though. Okay. I'm assuming by the way he was looking up there, I meant to go up there. I don't have much of a choice.
What's going on?
The Ifrit, eh? That's quite an entrance. Impeccable timing. If I didn't know better, I'd say they were waiting all along. Stop running! End of the line. You have something that belongs to me. Damn!
All this way!
Fran, let's move! Off with you!
Let go of me!
Keep this up and I will. What's going on, Fran?
I don't know. It's not heating me.
Don't have time for this.
I'm slipping!
Not good.
What happened? Our hover didn't just drop. It disappeared.
Ah, forget it. Even if we could fly, the Ifrit's playing with fire, and I'd rather not get burned. We'll go the old-fashioned way. Not many Viera where you come from, thief?
It's Vaughn. Sorry.
Well, Fran is special in that she deigned to partner with a Hume.
Oh? Like a sky pirate that chooses to steal through the sewers.
Pirates? You're sky pirates? So you have an airship?
It's Balthier. Listen, thief, Vaughn, if you ever want to see your home again, you'll do exactly as I say. Myself, Fran, and you, we're working together now. Understood?
Don't even think you're getting this.
The thought never crossed my mind.
Yay, more friends. So, alright, we got these two now. I'm sure many eyes were focused on Fran when she first joined the party. She was the subject of much admiration. But, yeah, I think... Well, I don't know. Were there Vieira in any game installments prior to this? Well, Tactics Advance, yeah, but I don't remember them being in, like, the original Tactics. Yeah, anyway. Vaughn, there's something I want to check out before we set out. As I thought, you don't know much about gambits yet, do you? Listen carefully, I don't care to repeat myself. For each gambit, you can combine one action with a target for that action. Example, you can arrange that Cure be cast on an ally whose HP falls below 50%. Useful, that. Of course, one error of judgment, and you can find yourself throwing punches at the same ally. If you're a good head on your shoulders, it should come easily, though. I fear a more detailed explanation is in order. Okay. So, I'm not going to read all this, but yes. This is more what I was envisioning. I guess you have to unlock these abilities, though, or something. But yeah, you can set these up in a very detailed fashion, so you can do exactly like what he's doing right now. Using potions for anybody's HP that falls below 70%, which, in my opinion, is a bit excessive. You turn gambits off and on here from the gambit screen as well, the battle menu. Of course, gambits won't do much good if they're turned off, obviously. Still, discretion is often better part of valor. If you need to beat a hasty retreat, try whatever, blah blah blah. Yes. So I don't know what it was. Maybe I felt I was too good for the gambit system. Maybe I just wanted to have a hands-on experience. But I never really used them that much. I know they came in handy. I usually had it reserved for basically equipping certain buffs for certain boss fights or enemy types. And then, of course, like the healing below certain percentages and whatnot. They were handy in those regards, but I never really had them set out for like attacks or anything like that. I might have to toy with it a little more. And then we can start doing some neat stuff with them, I'm sure. But anyway, don't want all your faith in any one combination. With each passing day, the world finds new and exciting ways to kill a man. Be flexible. If you find yourself up against beasts that don't take well to fire, create a gambit to cast fire on nearby foes. Likewise, should we face a creature that uses poison, a gambit to cast poisona on the poison allies just might come in handy. A bit much to take in, don't let it worry, you're in good company. Yes, these sewers are thick with the bones of others who had similar difficulties. Oh. Let's be off then, shall we? Is this who you're talking about?
Insurgents. Most like they thought to take advantage of a lax watch at the palace while the fate's on. To feed the good consul a length of steel for his supper. I should think Vane used to such hospitality. Clever. He used himself as the bait to draw them near, and then sent in the air brigade. A fine, bloody banquet. I dare say I've soiled my cuffs. If a dungeon's waiting for us at the end of the night, it had best have a change of wardrobe.
Yes. That's still just for these guys? Okay. Well, what the hell is that? Oh, it's just a rat. I thought it was like a flying pufferfish. Okay, the only thing is I don't know exactly where I want to go. Ah, maybe I'm heading for that central section like I was originally intending to do before realizing it just went back up to Lowtown. Okay, so when you start off, Fran uses a bow, correct? Yeah, okay. And the Balthier uses a gun. I never really sought to take them off of those particular weapons, so whatever class they come with by default, usually it just ended up sticking with. But we might play around with things here a bit. Thing is, I kind of like whatever classes they had originally, so it's like... probably won't look at changing it all that much. Yes, go ahead. Yeah. Who wants a rat pelt? I think for this we'll still just stick with basic attacks. I don't really have much else to do with them at the moment anyway, so why not? Okay, do we have any hints? Maybe going this way. Joyous sound wave. Oh, damn. Alright. That didn't end up working out. I guess we need to go much further down. Wait. So focused on that one, I forget. Or not necessarily forget, but don't see this giant frog thing in front of me. Maybe we should just better take out the smaller stuff first, right? I wonder if there's a different modifier for that potion gambit. I'm pretty sure what happens is you end up unlocking different parameters as you level up or progress or something like that. Maybe you had to buy them. I don't remember the specifics, but at the moment, if it's just 70%, that could get a little wasteful, so it's not necessarily something that I want to, you know, do. Yeah, I'll do it. Let's see. Well, of course, we can only do 2 for those particular party members. Let's see, HP critical, HP below 30%. Ah. No, you don't want to attack. Use potion, that's a little bit better. I hope it counts for yourself too, but I mean, if it's just party members, I suppose that's alright too. Let's get a little slow action going on, yeah? Ow. Ooh, a horn. No. Alright, fine, whatever. Everybody just superseding me, wanting to go after these things. Oh, yeah, no, I like that. Do that combo more often, please. Okay. Did the gambit just not work, or...? Well, whatever. I think both of us need to use potions at this point. Okay, resume your attacking, please. Wait, can I get that now? Oh, cool. No, keep going. That seems a bit far, but alright. I guess we gotta go real out of the way before we can actually get to where we need to be. So I'm trying to remember the name of the guy that does Balthier's voice. English voice, that is. But he's been in a number of different games. It seems like he usually has like smaller roles. But most recently, I mean, they brought him back. I think he's been in other Final Fantasy games though, but they brought him back for Final Fantasy VII Remake. He did the voice of Biggs. He does a good Charlie Sheen impression, I guess. But yeah, besides that, I think he's actually an English born bloke. Gideon Emery. Oh, damn.
Who would be next? Close ranks, bring her down.
Jump down! Hurry!
Oh.
She's not alone.
Our ranks grow by the hour.
And our troubles with them.
Just like in a fairy tale. I know. Yeah. Probably should be in the middle of all this. I remember when Final Fantasy XV came out, a lot of people thought he voiced Ignis. I'm pretty sure it's a different guy, though. I know the guy that does Ignis's voice, but it's not the same as Valthier's. You can't just go assuming that every British-sounding man is the same, you see. I think under most circumstances I probably would have thought the same thing, though. But regardless. He's very suave, very cool-sounding dude. So, if I ever happen to notice him, it's usually because of that. Slight little edge in his voice. It's very nice.
You alright?
Thank you.
I'm Vaughn. And this is Balthier, and hey! What's your name?
Amalia.
Amalia, huh? Nice
No, it
to meet
isn't.
you.
There were others with me.
I'm sorry.
No.
Huh?
Oh, now isn't that impressive?
Don't get any ideas. I said it's mine.
I'm afraid the jury's still out on that one.
You stole that?
Yeah.
Have you finished? When the guards don't report in, they'll come looking for us.
If they aren't already.
You should come with us. Better than being by yourself.
Very well.
What's wrong with her?
You have a lot to learn before we even get started on your thievery.
What's that mean?
Look what I took. Maybe don't be so bold. Oh, wait. Was this? Yeah, it was already there before. I'm gonna just hit it up real quick so I can get the benefits. I don't actually need to say it right now, I don't, okay. Just touching the crystal is good enough.
The situation requires I accept such help as I find, though it be from thieves. I shall accompany you until we find my companions, no longer.
Let's think of her as a guest, then. Unlike Fran or myself, our guest probably won't be taking orders from anyone anytime soon, and she'll leave when she pleases. So we keep to our affairs and she to hers. I doubt
she's right there, you know.
Wanting in valor, being such an upstanding member of the insurgents.
Resistance.
It was a beautifully crafted tutorial.
What are we waiting for?
Unlike other party members, guests can only use certain actions and abilities. Okay, well that was brief. But to the point. This room looks suspicious. Living desserts. So despite the fact that we don't have, you know, certain enemies or summons that would normally be a staple to the Final Fantasy series, you can't go without flans. Oh god. Oh no, they can heal themselves. Now I'm gonna need everybody on this one. Okay, I guess Balthier's just a lost cause over there. Hold on. This is the reorchestrated? Well, what the hell is OST and... I guess it does sound different. God, it's... well, okay, hold on. Does it even change on the fly? I don't think it does. Maybe it did. I don't know. I'm very used to this game sounding a very particular way, or at least the soundtrack. And with this reorchestrated version, I mean, it's similar. It's the same composition, obviously, but there's something about it that doesn't quite sound right, and I'm not sure that I like the reorchestrated version. I'm not sure if I'm listening to the original now, despite the fact having set it to original. I don't know if it kicks in, like, immediately. Also, Balthier, you're blinded, my friend. I feel like the original has got a little more kick to it, though. It's like something about the reorchestrated version is just a little bit more subdued. I don't even know how to put it. It just doesn't sound as pithy. It doesn't pop as much. Ah, damn. Look at my eyes wobble. Oh god. Alright, bye, Flan. Washed away like tears in rain. Oh yes, everybody has a victory stance, but only after bosses. And I don't think even after all bosses, it's just very particular ones. Congratulations! You defeated Flan. It's there's not even any like statistics, like any experience gained or anything like that on the screen. So I don't necessarily know what the point of it is. I feel like it might have just been done out of necessity. Like, you know, this game is already different enough. We gotta toss in the victory theme somewhere. We'll do it after some boss battles. Call it good enough. But I mean, it's appreciated. Dark Moat. Ghost Bee. Oh yeah, worked that time, that gambit. Oh no. Whatever. I cast it on the ghost. Let's make sure it's not fooling around here. Ah, damn it. I better attack it. I cast regen on itself. I'm not sure who's doing that. Is that Ash? Or, excuse me, Amalia? I guess it must be. I don't have any gambits equipped on anybody else that does any sort of healing. And I don't think anybody else can do like a cure spell or anything like that, so... Because that doesn't look like potions to me. Okay, what's the most direct way up there? I think we have to go down here regardless. I'm running into that same dead-end block I hit up last time. Drop anything? No? Okay. Yeah, everybody leveling up. Okay. I don't really care to look around too much. Besides, I think we are where we need to be. Maybe if they'll allow it, I'll explore here some other time. But I doubt there's anything decent to pick up. Probably just better areas for grinding. There we are. Oh, we did have another. Oh, never mind. I guess it's another boss. Don't remember this one. I thought it was gonna be like a bomb or something. You know, the enemy. Oh good, I got slow on it. Nobody else has any, like... Oh, I guess you could steal. Balthier the Thief. Oh, I missed that. I don't know if it actually had anything or not. Black magic. Fire's probably not gonna work. Give it another try though. This time I'll take a look at it and make sure I see. Does it even have anything? Oh, we got a potion. Yay! I just want to try and get somebody as they're actually building up to it. I don't remember stealing that much. Okay, nothing to steal. I do remember when it came to some of the human-based enemies, more so, they had some things that were more worthwhile. Oh god. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna wait for that gambit to kick in. There you go. More of that, please. I thought there was a way. Maybe not. Oh, okay, maybe that was it. Not that it matters too much, but I don't know. I kind of liked switching to other characters. Oh god. I didn't even see she was that low on health. No, Vaughn, you do something about that, please. Oh god. And it causes poison. Wow. You wouldn't think that with a fire-based enemy, but alright. Fran. I remember I had a friend, the amount of mocking that he would do because the only Fran he ever knew was the nanny, so constant nanny impressions. What does first aid do? HP critical ally, okay, so we don't necessarily need that. But yes, anytime we would play this game, I say play because that was sort of a thing we did where we just sort of go through single player games. It was sort of like streaming, but not in front of an audience. But we do that and sometimes keep ourselves entertained with some of these longer portions. We just come up with stupid crap. But I remember many a scenario of Fran the nanny in the Final Fantasy universe being proposed. Goddamn. Good thing I had some Phoenix Downs. I don't have like a heal all, do I? No. Here, why don't you heal yourself? Oh, you're already doing cure. Okay, that works. Well then, Fran, you heal yourself. This thing is almost dead anyway. God, no. Oh, she actually did it in time. Come on, Vaughn, do your special triple hit thing. Alright, well, Amalia can get it, that's fine too. Return from whence you came, foul demon. Off it goes, never to be heard from again.
Stand where you are.
Now's not the time.
They think me some common thief.
Better than a common assassin.
These people have done nothing. Release them.
What are you doing?
Don't interrupt me. I'm thinking.
She's not some princess that needs to be coddled, Vaughn.
Wait!
Where'd
He didn't know what he was doing! You have to let him go! You have to!
Penelo! Sorry. That dinner will have to wait.
I told you.
That's enough!
Oh my god.
Hold on.
He wasn't even doing anything out of, like, line.
Until I bring Vaughn back.
On your feet, you! Over here!
All right. Edgy, aren't we?
It's Balthier, my brother. What does that philanderer think he's doing? I was to kill Balthier, not those addle-pated Imperials.
Ah. So they make another appearance. I think we get back to them in a bit here.
I brought you some of those flowers you like. Galbana lilies. Remember? You always said how they smelled nice and how pretty they were. Remember? The king. Did you? Were you really a part of it? Even if you were, Captain Bosch must have tricked you into it.
I was gonna say, I don't remember Rex being alive, but maybe he isn't. I don't know.
You're awake.
Where are we?
Prison, where else? More a dungeon, but it's really all the same. Relax, it's just a corpse. Jump at every little thing down here and you'll wear yourself out. It's not even a proper dungeon. They just sealed off the bottom level of the fortress. Take a look around. We're not the first they've thrown down here.
Where's Fran?
She's off trying to find us a way out. Remember what curiosity killed? Just a friendly word of advice. This is all the water we've got. I'd save your strength if I were you.
Where'd you manage to scrounge that up from? The Nabana dungeons, which it really is just the lower levels repurposed. Bet you there's some cool people down here, though. What the hell was that? Hey, a knot of rust. New arrival. Welcome to the famed Nabana dungeons, boy. We're all equals here, stripped of everything by our kind friend, the Empire. All we got is our bones. And those will be there soon enough. Har. Ow, that surly tart. Excuse me? Water. Hey, there's a whole pool here. Somebody should let Balthier know. Fresh blood. If you want to make it out of this place in one piece, you'll do whatever Daguza tells you. Got that? I don't know who Daguza is. Damn swine. What's he talking about spy hunting? What gives him the right? I don't know. Look, take my advice and stay out of there. Just trying to get to the save crystal, man. You know this thing has healing properties, don't you? Okay, well, we got through a good chunk of this game, and I'm gonna stop here, because it starts to pick up more so after this point. Well, once we get past this little dungeon here. But, we will resume this soon enough. I will start next week. I don't know if that's going to be tomorrow, or if that is going to, happen at a later date, but I do want to do 2 games, break up Final Fantasy XII just a bit. It's going to be a long one. This game is pretty hefty, so we're in it to win it. Like I said, it's not. Don't expect 100% completion run or anything like that. That's not what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to revisit the story because I did enjoy it, and we'll talk about some more stuff regarding, you know, similarities to other media, my experience with this game in the past. All that jazz that I usually do, but right now this stream was just supposed to sort of set the stage, and there's a big stage to be set, so that's sort of mostly what we did, is just a bunch of establishing things. But as we get moving along, we should get into more of the thick of it later. But yeah, for right now, I'm gonna take off. Hopefully be back tomorrow, and like I said, I don't know if I want to resume with this or if I want to start up the other thing I want to start up. But maybe I will, just because we're sort of approaching the latter end of the week. But yeah, new things to come. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it as always. And Soul, I don't know if that's 25 or XXV, but thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. And we'll see y'all later. So until then, have a good night. See you next time. Take care.